What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Love is Blind recently put out yet another casting call. This time it's looking for singles in New York to star on the hit Netflix show. The casting call reads, and I quote, "Love is Blind, now casting New York. Do you feel that modern dating methods have become superficial? Do you crave a deeper connection? Are you ready to be loved for who you truly are? Apply today, loveisblind.castingcrane.com." Guys, a lot of people are wondering whether or not this is for the following season of Love is Blind, but in my opinion, I think this is for season 3. If you recall, Love is Blind was renewed for 2 additional seasons. The first season that we already watched was taped in Atlanta, and then it was announced that the next season would be shot in Chicago. Casting calls did go out for Chicago singles, and now here we are in New York. So I think that that is what it is, they are shooting all the seasons really quickly in case something else goes down potentially with this whole pandemic situation, just to have the backlog in their arsenal. I don't know for sure, but just based off the initial press releases and everything that has already gone down, I think that Chicago is going to be season 2 and New York is going to be season 3, and they're just shooting everything really quickly to make sure that they're able to before everything is shut down yet again. A couple of reality shows have started back up with their filming, so I definitely don't doubt that this is another one of them. And by the way, I think it's really awesome that they are moving around the country and not just sticking to one city. I think it's a great way to keep the show like interesting and enticing. You're gonna have like a mix of Americans, and I love that. I really do. So I'm gonna post a link in the description box down below for you to sign up if you're interested in appearing in the New York version of Love is Blind. If you make it, please come back and let me know. I want to hear all about it. In case you're on the what do you call it, on the fence, or if you're not even in New York but you want to know what the questionnaire is like for people who do audition to be on the show, take a look at some of these questions. I'm going to read out some of the more like interesting ones to me, but there are more on the casting link that is going to be in the description down below. So some of the questions that they ask you involve whether or not you've been married before, what your hobbies are, if you have any kids, what your dating history is like. So like, what's the length of your longest relationship? How long ago was your most recent relationship? What's the length of your shortest relationship? Why are you single? Why are you a catch? What are your deal breakers? What qualities do you look for in a mate? Are you open to dating someone who's divorced? Are you open to dating someone who's got kids? And do you have any ethnic or religious deal breakers? Can you take 3 weeks off of like work and life to participate in this show? Are you gay, straight, bisexual? Cough, Carlton, be honest, you guys, if you are. They also ask for 3 references just so they can get a little bit more of like a character analysis on you based on other people's perspectives, which I think is a very good idea. Just based off like how many times they asked about like, you know, whether or not you've been married, if you've got kids, if you're open to people who've been married in the past or not. I think that that might be a little bit of a twist this season. We might see divorcees or single parents cast on this show, which would be quite interesting to throw in that new dynamic. I personally feel like this. Okay, it's great for a divorcee to be on here looking for a second chance at love, and I do hope that the ages scale a little bit older as well, people who are more established in their lives, but I don't love the idea of involving single parents, just because like it's hard for kids to get attached to a parental figure. I would imagine, I don't have any, and then to have them ripped away, you know. So like if someone did this experiment and then it crashed and burned, kind of like the way Married at First Sight is, and this is why Married at First Sight never involves children. It just seems kind of like a bit much to me, right? To involve children in something so on a whim, spur of the moment, because you really never truly know these people. Love is Blind is still new, but like we already find out after the show that Mark had been cheating on Jessica like the entire time that they were involved. Like, you know, we find out that Carlton lied about his sexuality, and that was a deal breaker. So like imagine if Diamond went through with it and Carlton didn't even like reveal his sexuality until after after the wedding, and like she wasn't okay with it, and she was a single mom. How shocking and traumatic would that be for her kids to suddenly have a man living in the house, then he's gone because he had lied to their mom? Or the whole Jessica and Mark situation. If one of them had kids, let's say Mark had kids and he was running around town on Jessica, and then obviously she would decide to leave the relationship. Well, again, where does that leave the kids? I don't love the idea of involving children in this. I do believe for sure, obviously, that single parents deserve love as well, but I think that they probably, and their kids, are better served if they go about it in a more traditional kind of respect. Yeah, and like, listen, like these things, they go through like thousands and thousands and thousands of applications. There's no way they can go through everybody with a fine-tooth comb. So like you do put children in jeopardy and at risk of certain things of happening, you know, when they are in these sorts of environments. So for that reason, I personally advocate against it. I feel like I would be way too careful, way too bubble wrap to do something like this. But maybe you guys feel differently, especially if you've got kids. Please let me know if this is something that you would do, have your kids involved with. I do have to say that I did love Love is Blind season 1, and I am looking forward to the following 2 seasons. And you know, it just will be what it is as it comes out. And yeah, I'll just wait and see. Hopefully, if children are involved, it is done in a very safe, very respectable manner. You know, everything is not entertainment. Like, these are people's actual lives. Like, we as adults know how to regulate our emotions and disappointments and stuff, but children don't. And on top of that, children are defenseless, quite frankly, whereas we as adults are not. So I don't love the idea of them being involved in this experiment. And that's not to say that single parents don't deserve to date. They do. I just don't know about them moving a random stranger in with them and their kids on a whim. But that is just my opinion. As always, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.